I think the flower that I look forward to seeing the most are the wattles, because then I know that spring is just around the corner. And when they're in full bloom like this, it's like an artist has taken a brush to the landscape and painted the bush with splashes of gold. Wattles are such a diverse group of plants that come in every shape and size. So there's bound to be a variety to fill your garden with sunshine. John, I love that there's a wattle for every situation.
Well, Melissa, it's a huge plant group. It's the biggest plant group in Australia, so there's approaching 1,000 species of wattles in the Australian flora. And with that sort of diversity, you're absolutely right. There's a huge amount of versatility, and they make great garden plants.
So tell me about this beauty here.
This is Acacia cardiophylla. You know, that's a screening plant, and it's a screening plant that's probably only 2 or 3 years old. So some of these wattles have got huge capacity to go very, very quickly and screen almost immediately.
And what a splash of gold. How about this one here?
Over the shoulder is Acacia bormanii, so that's the snowy river wattle. Probably a little longer lived than cardiophylla. With some of the wattles, particularly the really fast-growing ones, they can be short-lived.
But boy, they're spectacular.
They're spectacular.
Oh, this is just magical. What's this one?
Melissa, this is a Cootamundra wattle. At first glance, you would think this is not a Cootamundra wattle because this is a prostrate plant, a low sprawling ground cover. But in certain wattles, there's a fair amount of variability. And, you know, this was a sport of Cootamundra wattle, which is normally a medium-sized to large tree. The advantage of this one here is it's got a great habit and it's a fantastic low-cover garden plant.
How many plants would be in this
Well,
mix?
this is 3 or 4 plants forming this drift.
And clearly not every wattle is yellow.
Look, 99.9% of wattles are going to be yellow or golden coloured, but clearly this one's not. This is the exception. So this is Acacia leprosa scarlet blaze.
And there's a lovely story behind this plant.
The story is that there were some bushwalkers walking in an area of bushland to the northeast of Melbourne. And when they were walking through the bush, they spied this red flowering wattle. You know, so it was a remarkable find to see this, you know, red flowering wattle in the bush. It was since brought into cultivation and given a cultivar name of Scarlet Blaze, so now it's available to gardeners everywhere.
Amazing that you can grow this at home. Cranbourne Gardens is such a great place to come.
It's a good place to come and see wattles. I mean, we've got 185 different species of wattles in the collection here, and, you know, spring's a great time, so it's a good mix.
What happened here, John? The apprentices plant these ones upside down.
Look, these do look a little bit tortured, don't they? What we've got here is it's Acacia cascade, and it's a pendulous form which has been grafted onto a standard. So I guess that talks about the absolute variability of wattles and what you can actually do with them. And
this would be amazing, I imagine, in like a really tall pot or somewhere where it could really cascade.
I agree. I think that would be much nicer sitting in a big pot. If it had a little bit more room for those pendulous foliage to not hit the ground, I think it's a really interesting, kind of wacky looking thing. But again, it speaks to the diversity of wattles and the different shapes and forms and sizes.
Absolutely.